be having a session on giving you different pathways on development related to the Android and mobile development with the coders. So that's when Java came and Sand microsystems introduced Java, and it was well written and it was more understandable by the coders, and the object-oriented programming was too good in it. Then Oracle modify it according to their needs and even ask the main heads that I am giving this add-ons, you can add this in as your feature in this on security, anything they can. So what Google did, they took Linux and they transformed it according to your needs and made the Android OS. Now Android is being used in so many smart devices, refrigerators, smart refrigerators, TVs. Mostly the main market is in mobile phones. So now Java, they use Java, but Java was not meant to be not written to be for the Android. So they developed Android SDK with the help of Java, and then started to use Android SDK for the development of Android. But and Java was of Oracle. So Oracle was not happy with this decision, and the case they received a final case against them, and the case is still going on from 10 years. And meanwhile, Google didn't wanted the development to stop, so they joined hands with JetBrains. JetBrains is they made IntelliJ ID. If you use IntelliJ ID, it's a very good platform for, and apart from Android Studio, IntelliJ IDs can be also used for Android development. So what they did, they started making a language of their own. That's Kotlin. Okay. Now Kotlin, I will give a gist later. So they made a Kotlin, and what they planned it very wisely. They didn't have to make the whole ecosystem of Kotlin. They just make the Kotlin language, the syntax. Rest they use the help of bytecode and Java. I will explain it later. So now with the Android Studio, and they made a new ID with the help of IntelliJ like the Android Studio and the new language Kotlin. So Kotlin, Google now promotes more to use Kotlin as the official language than of Java, so that in few years Java can be deprecated. So the whole mess that they are facing with the Oracle can be stopped. Brief introduction of Kotlin. So Kotlin is an open source again and statically typed programming language. Statically is when you don't have to type more like data types and all, you don't have to mention it. That's called a statically typed language. And it was came in 2008. They brought Linux as our Android operating system. In 2008, Kotlin came into board. The benefits are the codes are more concise. The income compatibility, like it can be run in different type of OS because of JVM, and vibrant community is still under progress because it's a new language. It doesn't have as big community as the Java, but still people are, because once you are entering the Android development part, they use Kotlin because it doesn't matter what they use, Java or Kotlin. Mostly the old developers are using Java, like me, and safety, it's more secure, I agree. Slower compilation because as the codes are more, like you are not typing and specifying more, so more of the SDKs are used, more of import projects SDKs are being used, so that slows the work. Java is 17% more faster than Kotlin. And the drawbacks are lack of experienced developers, and learning curve is very difficult. It would take too much time to learn. Then comes from Java. Again, Java, as you know, object-oriented, multi-platform, they use for many of the platforms. And Java, first, easy to learn. Why is Java easy to learn? I am giving by my experience. Because in Java, you have to write more. Okay, that's they specify the data type. You have to specify this static or not. You have to specify this final. So you get to know all the basics of coding, and you know the meaning of each word. It's more connected to the English code. what I feel, and that's why when it's easy to learn. It's platform independent. It's an old language, so it has abundant of API and it's secure. Okay, cost, Java, as they are old, so like new developers are plenty when you are coming to new market. But Java, it's an old one, so more cost and more SDKs are being used. So to what you say, when there is more time, more memory when it's needed. So you need to spend much more money for the memory and to reduce the time, to be more performant efficient. So that's how it increases the cost. What Java uses is first you get the Java code and you type it. Then the Java compiler compiles it and converts it to Java bytecode. And JVM is there that can understand the bytecode, and each JVM is written for each operating systems. That's what Java is being taught. And see, this JVM knows what Windows wants, and this JVM also knows to read bytecode. So that's how Java is platform independent. It's being used and it can be used in any of the platforms. It can run in any of the platforms. Unlike Swift, Swift can be only run in Mac OS, can be run in Windows. But Java, there is no issue, it can run. So for Kotlin, it was a new language. It was not feasible to make a new language and make it platform independent. So what they did, they just wrote the syntax Kotlin code. The Kotlin compiler compiles it and changes it to bytecode. Now bytecode, and this is already set up in the whole market. All over, it's already set up. So what they did is just make the new syntax. A new syntax principle, new rules of writing the code. That's all. Added some features, removed some features, debatable features that have been removed. We'll come to that part later. So this is how now Kotlin is also a platform independent language, just as Java, because this might be an issue. Bytecode, converting into bytecode, that might be an issue. So just they convert it to bytecode, and JVM is taking care of the being Kotlin being the platform independent part.
So here is great.
That Java has already made it. I think OS specific JVM for all the OS. And I am writing bytecode. The bytecode is same for all the JVMs. Because JVM will know how to read a bytecode.
Like there are many versions in that language. What are the improvements?
Improving, you can say they are adding more SDKs, they are for security, they are updating more functions, they are updating. Because, for example, I would say we were working on a project and it was related to Flutter, and the issue was with the Dart extension that we use for VS Code, and that messed the whole code. So one of my colleagues came, he raised an issue to Dart that this extension is not working, and they accepted it. So now when the Dart will be updated, they will be updating that. So even new languages updating what issues they already have, increasing the security and giving more SDKs, APIs.
There are no change in syntaxes.
Syntax changes mostly they are not good.
So
Syntax, because syntax are used. If you are changing the meaning, how the language will be changed? Syntax are not changed. Only they might give more options, like instead of writing this, you can write in this way. This might, but mostly it doesn't have. Type interface. This is the main difference. In Java, you have to specify the data type. Okay. In what type of data type? In string or double. Okay. Here in Kotlin, you don't specify. You can use val. Val or var. Val is used to like we can change later. Var is not change it later. And you can still specify like using string. There's an option to still specify what data type is being used, but Kotlin is still intelligent enough to detect what type of data type you are using. and only those specific functions related to that object will be used. And if you specify, mostly you want to why we specify because we have a habit, so that it can be like I can show only your string. This is a string type. So developers like me have a habit of specifying data. So this is the second difference in Java and Kotlin. Second, null say Java is allowed to Java assign null. Null is pointing to nothing. There is nothing stored. Like in C, you have learned there is always a pointer that points to some value. But if it has no value, that points to nothing. The pointer is left alone. It's pointing to nothing. It's just empty. The same thing in Java we write as null. So Java can assign null, but in Kotlin it's not null. If you assign null, A is equal to null, it will give a compile error. In Java you can do. In Kotlin they have removed it. So like what you say, it's more of what in my code, Java is more like coders have to keep track of what's happening in the whole code. Kotlin is moving. Kotlin is saying, no, I will not give you the access of doing the wrong. That's what the whole Kotlin is about. I will not allow you to do these things because that will lead to an error and it may lead to a crash. That's why there is no. Still, you can assign null by declaring it nullable. This question mark, this says change identifier is change question mark, you can assign it null. This question mark denotes that you can assign it null. Previous time. Here, you are only declaring it as string. This is just specifying this is a string type. Here you are saying question mark, it can be a null. But still, if you use that, it gives you the freedom of using that if you specify it that way. But if you use that, app will crash. If you are not using it properly, if you are not initializing the changes, STR to some assigning some value to the STR later, here it will crash. If you are not handling it, here also you have to handle it. If you are directly using it, it will just not allow you to do it. Okay, data classes. Now it's a little detailed topic. In Java, they are when you make your own class, own object. So like you are, for example, you are working on an application and you will have the user details. You have the user name, password, and age. You have to store it in Go, and you define a user object class named user. In the user class, you have to make the default constructor. What's constructor? Constructor is the constructor is a method with the same name as class. And what's the benefit of it? Whenever class is being initialized, that method automatically runs. All the other methods have to call. That method you don't have to call. As soon as the object is made, that method is being called. So they are default mode and you have to use these or many getter and setter methods. Getter and setter methods are used to take the value or give the value of a particular variable. Getter is to get for example, I want to get the username. Rohan has logged into the Go, and after logging, I am writing, okay, I want the username to display in the sidebar. So I will write user.getName. Then I will get Rohan and I will put it into the sidebar. And setter is to when you are logging, okay, I will send the user name, setter, Rohan another. I am getting it from a database and setting it. That's what getter and setter are used. But that increases so much of code. Instead, in Kotlin, it's all pre-made. You don't have to write it. That's what makes Kotlin a little heavier because all the code it already has and it is running. But on coder side, it's giving you ease. As a coder, it's an ease code. But in Java 2, we have the same feature in Java 2, and it is used in Java records. Java records does the same thing. But that version of Java is not being used in the app. That's why this is a disadvantage in Java. Like you have a class, okay, you already have a class and you have to subtract. Now you want to add a function to multiply 2. Now in Java, you have to make another class, inherit those, and write another multiplication division functions in it. Calculating sine, calculating tan, you have to make another functions in it. So now this class is having different functions and this class is having different functions. The second class is having the functions of all the first class and the second class. So for including more functions in it, you need to make more class and add more functions in it. But Kotlin will directly there was a string is an object, using this function, declaring this function, and you can use it. Minimize your work. No need of creating another class, adding the functions, then again making the object of that class. Now Kotlin is giving you another function. Use it in this class. Make the function on the spot. Check exceptions. Okay. Now, Java first brought check exceptions. What are check exceptions? The exceptions is these exceptions. These are errors, exceptions, runtime exceptions, and IO exceptions. IO exceptions, there are many more exceptions. The functions which are not runtime exceptions are the check exceptions. Exceptions. Now, these are like what you say. If these are not being checked, if there is a problem with IO or file which is not open, or there is a problem with memory not properly allocated, the app will get crashed. So what Java does, Java has a try catch init that handles it. You can handle it and give the work if there is an error, and the code will still run without crashing. The app will not crash, it will just not give that output that should be given. Okay, now Kotlin. Now this is a debatable topic that has been there. Kotlin has removed check exceptions. It has a try catch to handle these, but it don't have the try catch to handle IO exception and file is not found, check exceptions. That's removed. Same, they give the move that coders shouldn't do the wrong part. But still, many of them go, I want that control it. I want to control it. I want to see the file has been opened or not. Is there a file or not? So still debating. But Kotlin has removed this feature. In Java, there are primitive data types in pool, char. These are the primitive data types that we use. But in Kotlin, there are no data types. There are only objects. So it has integer, it has boolean, but they are not treated as data types. They are treated as objects. That's a major difference. In global, it won't be a major difference, but in making of the language, it's a difference. You will get the same, functions and all, but that's not same how it's constructed. So they are not data types for Kotlin. That's one more. And this is binary conversions. In Java, if you have stored a number in int and now assigning it to long, it would automatically convert this integer into long format. Or if you are doing it double, it would convert this into double and store it. In Kotlin, there is no implicit conversion. There is no implicit conversion. But in Java, this is a good feature. In Java, see, I will declare hope and I will return string. Every time I have to specify what hope I have to data type I have to using. So if the program is still too long, like we have case, like making a application, I have to see why is giving an I forgot to change the data type here. I changed 5 times and the 6th there somewhere that the same variable is being used and it's not changed. It will give an error. In Kotlin, changing once it's intelligent enough to go. Even if you don't specify also, it will, because in Kotlin you don't have to write here data type change. Any data type can take it. String in anything. And if you have to change is just if you just change, do this, if you just this, do this. You don't have to change the whole program. As for the cross platform, I will explain the native and component details later. Just remember that those are used Kotlin and Java used for native development is developing only for a particular OS. So Java and Java and Kotlin specified only for Android, and there's Swift that's only makes programs for iOS. And Flutter and Dart are, I will clarify because I have heard from a lot of those people, is that I have learned Flutter language. Flutter is not the language. Dart is the language. The difference between language and framework is Dart, like language only gives the syntax. These are the rules that you have to follow to communicate with the computer. Okay, to communicate with the OS, these are the rules that we have to use. What framework does, it gives you, it's a bunch of libraries that's been written only written in that rules and regulations. It has followed the rules and regulations of that language and given you libraries much more functions, easier work. Like in web, HTML, CSS, you can make the things HTML, CSS that will be looking good. But if you use JS, JavaScript, and use its framework, most popular React. React will give much of the things that will lessen your work, ease your work, and it will also add more functionalities. Easing your work and adding your functionalities. So that should be clear. Framework and language are different. Language is just the rules, framework are the add-ons to it. That is made specifically for that programming language. So here, Flutter is the framework and Dart is the language. Okay. So again, a little bit different between Dart and Java. See, there is not much difference. They will say sometimes the Dart would be more faster, the Java would be more faster. But the thing is, in Dart also we don't need to specify the data types. And Dart is a new, so the community is too small. So in Java, if you develop, you will get a lot of resources. Stack Overflow is very big. But in Dart, personal experience, when we were working on the application, Dart you are not finding any. Flutter and Dart you are not finding Stack Overflow. Example? Like we were working. Like we were working in a Dart and I wanted a code for writing, that making a card and adding a specific design that I had in mind. In Java it was really easy, but in Dart it was so tough. Not finding. Sometimes it breaks 2-3 codes then from it out it out. That's a major problem for Dart. And as Java is being old, so it has more tools, more APIs, more tools than Dart. And like I said, Dart, we were working on the application and what issue had we still had the issue with the VS Code extension. That messed up the whole code and the code was not running. That's an issue because it's still under construction. Sorry, not construction. Still under development. It's a new language, so it takes more time to be a good language. Okay. And dynamically and statically type, the difference is statically type you have to write everything in Java specified to it. In that, just you remove few of the things done, removing the data types or data types it will be automatically go that things are there typing or dynamically. Like JS is called a loosely typed language. Same dynamically like that. And Dart codes are more precise than Java codes. Same, so in Dart you have to write less than you have to write in Java. So these are the major differences. Now, I mentioned it earlier. So, for developing in Android, Java or Kotlin does only the programming part, how the things will be handled. But there should be something that will handle the design. So XML is used for designing. This, like I already one of you, in XML you have a separate file for Java and a separate file for designing. This is .java, JSON, and XML for designing. Okay, so here you can see this is the XML code. You can either write in XML, you can directly use what you say, like if you have used things from scratch, you can design it just picking here, dropping it here, assigning the values from here. So this is one of the ways, and this is one of the way of that. You can directly type the code, or you can make the visual output just by using it, like dropping it, resizing it, specifying the size, specifying the constraints and all. There are two methods to do this. Okay, and the main difference is, again I will specify, a different file for Java and different file for XML. Java is handling how the program, how it will run, what functionalities you will add, and XML is only seeing the part how it will look. And little bit of
but that is nothing to do with Java designing flow. The page designing, form designing, everything in Java.
for application development, I think you are talking about applets. But here, that, for example, again, records are not there in Java. Java
But they can carry, they can connect it with SQL.
no, that is not being used. With Java, that's not. And even if you use that, I use applets, that's not so immersive at this. And the main part is that's not used. So even if you are designing in Java, you have to use according to the XML. Like if you dynamically add buttons, you can add it in Java. But that's the programming part, how you are adding those buttons there. You still specify how the button should do. Each and everything you should can't specify. See here, like I don't have the file here. So here this is a button. I can make this, I will not make this button here. I will make this button a different resource file for button, and I will just include it here. If you use the Java, you will still make that resource button, and you can add like at this position, this button should be added. Not the whole design, like you can not make it from scratch, but add it dynamically when you need it. So how interaction will be going on. UI part, XML handles. Now I think XML part is clear. Flutter part. Flutter is just widget view. The only concept Flutter is used is widgets. Widgets into a widget. Say, and there is a widget, main widget, then is a child widget scaffold, that's again a widget, then test detection again a widget. There are only concepts of widget. You can make the widgets of your own. Widgets, if you say, just think it in way of object. There is an object and it has certain attributes. These attributes, these functions, in the same way, these widgets can be made of objects. If I make a widget of my own, I have designed a card which will have this picture and this picture. The basic widgets are made, like image widget is given, but if I want to have a card of my own, that will be a separate widget that will make it a different file and use it as an object here and specify the attributes. What the children cross axis aligning, how the padding, these are all the attributes. Attributes are simple language of this features. What should be done with it? Those are the attributes. You can specify this. For this should be done. How the padding should be there. Other rows should be there. Other features add. Just like an object. The same. Just it's widget into a widget. All things are just named widget. So same thing. Just and close it. Just a widget. Form of widget. Padding widget is there. Single child scroll view is there. All are just in form of widgets.